Hi.
Fuck Spectrum.
Don't do that.
Fuck it, I'm saying it. We're sick of your ass. I'm getting rid of your ass. You get no more of my motherfucking money. No more One Voice Monty.
Montees.
What's up, AT&T?
Hi, hey.
What's going
Love
on,
is dope.
Nickelback Johnson, CNT, and TUT, you know me. Love is dope. I got this from actually one of your family members from Seattle.
Yes.
Plugging with this, man, for sure. Shout out to him, man. Tap in. I don't know. What's the name of his company? You know the name of his company?
Love is dope.
Love is dope. Okay, tap in for sure.
That's what the name of it is. Love is dope. It's the name
So
of the
who
company.
got the crew? Who's the crew?
Well, sitting at the table today, please introduce yourself to the One Voice family.
What's up, y'all? I'm Hakim. Nice to meet y'all. Nice to be here. Thank you for having me today.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. So we just gonna dive right into this thing. As you always know, everyone here on Millz The Crew, we like to see if our artist is a little intellectual. And for you people who don't know what that word means,
It's gonna suck when she catch somebody that is not smart, bro. God, it's gonna suck. But one day, we get an artist, they gonna be dope as hell. You gonna come to the motherfucker like, Mama said, knock it out.
I'll be like, you dumb son of a bitch.
Damn.
She shot the fuck out. She shot the fuck out.
But that's gonna be the crazy part. And so, but like I was saying, we like to, let everyone know that there is very intellectual artists in the world.
Right.
So for people who don't know what intellectual means, that means that that they're not dumb.
Ask Siri.
So ask Siri or Alexa, whoever you have.
Alexa.
Maybe whoever that is, whoever you may have. So yeah, it's been a lot going on.
Yeah.
A whole lot going on. So today I was watching.
Go Chiefs! I'm sorry.
Here you go with this bullshit.
I'm done. Go ahead.
I don't mind it, but you just blurt it out like you got Tourette's or something. Washington said that don't come for me. People with disabilities, you don't do it. I'm sorry. If Millz The Crew does not reflect no one sitting at this table or One Voice Radio by all means necessary. So, but yeah, just sound it out. But yeah, go Chiefs. You didn't blurt it all out like that.
Yeah, man, it's looking lovely. It's looking real lovely.
Yeah.
Hey, I know y'all seen it when they pushed his ass out the stairs and the whole girl was like,
yeah, all in their face.
That shit was funny as fuck. I said, they going down in history for that shit. I want that picture on my wall. Them pushing his ass out of there, flipping, man, that shit was crazy. I said, jeez.
Man.
But that was a good victory, man. Patrick Mahomes and them showed what they could do. I really did.
Yeah, they did. So, like I was saying, like today, I was watching the news earlier today, and so in the border is like immigrants are just camping thousands. Yes, you see that? I seen that, and I was like, there was 1,000 people just like camping out
immigrants
underneath this bridge, like they're just like starting to make
Haitians.
Nah, Spanish people,
Hispanics.
Yeah.
But hey, what happened? What was that disaster or that hurricane that went through and all the people had to get evacuated? Where was that at?
That was in
Louisiana.
that was down in Louisiana. Yeah, them people just now.
Yeah.
And then what makes it so crazy is they about to. Oh my gosh, let me not.
They'll be here.
Yeah.
When it happened in New Orleans, they came up here. They'll be here.
Yeah.
Kansas City got welcome to Orange, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, and then not to
Millz has to be politically correct.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Ain't no such thing.
She
God
only
damn
wants
it.
one voice.
Fuck that.
Said she want voice.
So I'm not. Oh, fuck it. So anyway, it's like this. It's like I feel like since it's majority of black folks, you know what I'm saying, down there, it was like the evacuations was not a main priority as if it was somewhere
Katrina.
else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was the same thing as, as vice versa as Katrina. I just feel like it was not.
Let's be honest, it ain't never a big deal when it's black folks involved, or anybody other than them.
But it's a big deal when y'all coming out for a vote.
Oh, when they got them forest fires up there in the hills with all the motherfucking white folk living in
yeah,
California.
they get them up out of there
Get
quick.
the fuck up out of there.
And we just being honest. You know what I'm saying?
It's facts.
It's facts. It's facts.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Prison inmates to help fight the fire.
I don't know what they, but
Nigga,
that's
if I was
it's
in, man, I'd
ridiculous.
be like, man, I ain't spitting on this shit. I'm in here locked up somewhere you want to go fight this forest fire.
For what?
Nigga,
I don't
for
know.
22 cents an hour?
Right.
Nigga, what? Nigga, sound
22 cents
stupid
an
as a
hour.
motherfucker.
Just retarded.
My daddy used to tell me in New Jersey they had them making license plates.
Yeah.
And it's back in the day, you know what I mean? Just like my uncle told me where he was locked up, they had them making milk cartons. I'm like, so these are $1 million companies.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like making license plates, that was for that's the government, nigga. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the feds got some shit called
So y'all and they paying these men 22 cents an hour.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's modern day slavery.
It is.
How the fuck can you? So you can run $1 million corporation through the jails.
Yeah.
And you keep all your money. Half your employees can make 22 cents an hour.
Yeah. It's modern day slavery is what it is.
But that's what
modern
it
day- that
is.
shit's
It's
crazy.
protected
It's modern
under the
day
13th
slavery.
Amendment. You
It's
know what I'm saying?
modern day slavery is exactly what it. That's exactly what it is.
That's
Modern
crazy,
day
man.
slavery. That's
That's
exactly
crazy.
what
I know
it
a
is.
lot of programs that say that. Like I know a lot of people that have been incarcerated. So they tell me like, yeah, they had a work program that was making 50 cents a day or $1.50 a day. $1.50
A day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you working 8 hours.
What?
You know what I mean? You
It's
literally
just
working 8 hours.
ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous, bro.
And they call it programming. It's called programming. You know what I mean? In the feds, it's called Unicorn. You know what I'm saying? But they got other little stuff in there that you can do regarding, like, of course, like trustee work. You know what I mean? Like being like, like a custodian and stuff like that. Barbershop jobs.
Yeah.
Also, like being in.
You get a lot of trades when you're in there. Like you can take advantage of a lot that goes on there.
You can.
That's if you
My little brother
choose to.
If
came
you
out.
choose to, right?
Shout out to my little brother when he came out with his welding degree.
Yeah.
He got his got his diploma.
Right.
He finished school, you know what I mean, got his diploma and came out with his welding degree. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
that's what's up. So I mean, there's a lot of shit to take. I just think that's true modern day slavery though, because
It is.
they want to work.
Yeah.
They want to make, you know what I mean? If I was locked up, I would want to make some money. I'd be like, damn, that's all they're gonna pay me. But shit,
Right.
it's something to do. I'm making some money. You know what I mean?
But I don't know. But nowadays,
Hey.
there's a lot of stuff that's going on. There are a lot of penitentiary unions, believe it or not, that is for me. So,
Because they be abusing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, speaking of that, did you see that one video went viral when they overtook where that riot broke out in St. Louis? Was that St.
yeah, I
Louis?
seen
St.
that.
Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah,
Throwing
shit
shit
out the window. Them niggas
Oh,
broke
yeah, I
that
saw that.
glass.
Yeah.
I seen
They
it
knew
live.
what's
Matter of
up.
fact, I
I
was
just
watching
left you
live.
down there. Yeah, the Lou ain't
Yeah.
no joke.
Yeah,
Shout
so-
out to my brothers in the Lou.
Yeah. So Raymond wanted to know.
Yeah, be peaceful,
Please
I'll be
reintroduce
here
yourself.
tomorrow.
We got somebody asking. They didn't catch who was on today, so please reintroduce yourself.
All right, so I'm Hakim. You catch me at Show Recording Company on IG, Show Recording Company /Hakim on Facebook, and just flat out Show Recording Company on YouTube.
Where you from? So you from here?
I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, born and raised. Yep, been here all my life. You know what I mean?
What's up?
How old are you?
44. For
Oh,
those who
really?
want to know.
What
Yeah.
school did you go to?
I graduated from Raytown South in 1995.
Great shot.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's
What's
where I
up?
graduated from.
Matter of fact, I just went to a game. Our non-U Dynasty football team had a game out there yesterday. Matter of fact, when I-
So what is the meaning behind some of your music? So for some don't know, I heard him perform live at KC
So he does
Apollo.
music.
KC
Okay.
Apollo,
Oh, that's
shout out to
what's up.
KC
That's what's up.
Apollo,
Yeah,
for
so-
Spotlight. You know what I mean? We,
That's what's
you know what I'm saying? We struggling artists appreciate that.
Yeah. What'd you say?
What did he perform?
I performed my single that's out right now on all platforms. It's called You Never Know. It's featuring J Soul. Y'all check that out. It's
He
streaming
must have
on all
did
major
good
platforms.
if he.
He didn't get booed.
I ain't got
That's-
boobs
He got
yet.
That's good. That's
He
good.
said-
That's all I'm thinking. I'm like,
I
he's
ain't got
smiling.
boobs
So
yet.
it ain't like he like, yeah, I'll be back at that motherfucker
Yeah.
next
Nah.
Monday to reclaim myself. Nah, he in here like, yeah, I love that
He
shit.
said, yeah.
KC Apollo.
It's a good platform, you know. I ain't get booed, nigga.
He did not get
That's what's
booed.
up.
So what is the meaning behind that particular song?
That particular track, You Never Know, you know what I'm saying, it's just basically, a shout out to to our people, you know what I'm saying, we've been through so much. And right now, like with the music that's being put out right now, it's not, I mean, I ain't gonna say I'm the most conscious rapper, because that's not what I'm trying to be, that's not what I'm trying to emulate. But at the same time, I am cautious to what I write and the messages that I put out there. You know what I'm saying? That shit is serious to me. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, this is the legacy that I leave behind. And so, like my children and my children's children, you know what I'm saying? We all know once you put shit on the internet, it's out there forever. Once you put it out there, it's out there forever. So I want to be careful. My legacy is very important to me, so I want to be careful to preserve my legacy.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? Flat out.
So do you look at yourself as a conscious rapper?
No. I don't look at myself as a conscious rapper per se, but again, I am cautious to what I put out. But man, I cover all ends of the spectrum, and I talk that gangster shit. I talk that lovey-dovey shit. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on how I feel that day and what I hear in the beat, what the beat tells.
But it's original. Basically.
Oh yeah, it's from the soul because it becomes.
So
my
when he was at Apollo, a couple people were saying he kind of sounded like Tupac a little bit.
No shit.
Yeah.
It might be the passion there. You know what I'm saying? And then I won't lie. I grew up on Tupac. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on Biggie. I grew up on Jay-Z. I grew up on Scarface. I grew up on Master P. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on JT the Bigger Figure.
True,
you know what I'm saying?
All
Scratch. My nigga, rest in peace to my nigga the Jack. That was my nigga. You know what I'm saying? He got knocked while I was gone and shit. You know what I'm saying? But man, anybody that know me will tell you, I always kept Jack in the, you know what I'm saying, the CD player and shit. That was my nigga. You know what I mean? So
Jack.
the Jack artist.
Yeah, I'm a dope.
You know, some of the best. Some of the best is get taken from us too.
It's crazy. It's crazy that you know what I'm saying. Our people, we gotta die before you know what I'm saying, before they listen to us and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or they gotta hear about, you know what I'm saying, you know, some crazy ass shit we done did. You know what I mean? Before they start listening to us and taking the message serious. When if you just listen to the message, it be there. You know what I'm saying? We on this live your music thing, and then a lot of people they was able to, you know what I mean, they was able to make it through the cracks on that shit, because we all know, you know what I'm saying, you got gimmick rap out here. But let me this right here is not your gimmick rap.
So what do you think we can do to fix that though? Like,
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
What do you think we can do to fix?
It's like anything, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like anything in this world, man. I mean, you know, you just got to put your message out there, man. You know what I'm saying? And anything you do, you got to be for real about it, and then you got to do it from the heart. If you do it from the heart and you for real, people gonna pay attention, man. And it's gonna touch them eventually. You know what I'm saying? You know, like that's why, like, I'm careful to say, like, I'm not a conscious rapper, but I'm cautious about what I say, man. You know what I'm saying? Because what you put out there, man, that shit come back. If you put good out in the world, good gonna come back to you. If you put bad out there, that shit gonna come. Yeah, karma's a motherfucker, man. Karma is a motherfucker.
Man, hey, she'll come kiss you
But you know what I love about karma? When it does bite you in the ass, honestly, instead of you got to take it across the chin, and respect that now you got a second chance.
Right. That's
if you get that second chance, because some shit you don't come back from.
Some take a long time.
Oh man, what the hell?
The Lord. Fucked up shit I did when I was younger. That shit beat me in the ass about 10 years ago. And I've been cool ever since. And, you know, and it's really, I think that's a message to a lot of people, like, bro, you gotta transition from a child to a man in anything that you do, regardless if you're an artist or anything. You have to move to a different level to where you pay attention to what you're putting out into this world. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what you're saying to your kids, what you're saying to your family, what you're on the phone talking to your partners about, you have to pay attention to what you're putting out into this world, because you never know who's listening, first of all. And second of all, that shit soaks, bro. Sometimes that's like I tell my son, don't repeat doing silly shit. Because when you repeat it, then you can't help it, because you're so used to doing the silly shit.
You gotta continue to do it.
That's right, because it takes 20 days to create a habit. It takes 20 days to break a habit. You know what I'm saying? So anything that you do repetitively, what's gonna end up happening, man, you're gonna adapt that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so it becomes a part of you, man. So if you used to doing dumb,
if you saying dumb shit like, nigga, I'ma kill a nigga,
man, you gonna speak that into existence. No matter what you do, if you talk that shit, it's gonna come into existence. You know what I'm saying?
Don't say that, bro. Because you know what? I don't. If you say anything, but I don't want to kill a nigga. I don't want to kill a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be. Because there's a lot of shit that come with that shit. Bro.
You know, it's just like we was talking about the jail shit, man. I mean, you know, like a lot of the shit, man, that goes on within our communities, man. That shit was inbred, man. That shit was naturally inbred in us, man. Way back into the slave times, man. Like I read shit. There was this book called the Willie, or it was a manuscript called the Willie Lynch. You know what I'm saying? On how to break a slave and all that shit. One of the things that still stick out in my mind right now, and it's still evident and prominent today in our society, we really look at it, was that what the slave masters were taught to do was go out, kill a man in front of a pregnant woman, and oftentimes this could have been her husband, her brother, someone related to her, and she would be pregnant, and they would kill the man in front of her. So all that pain and everything that she, and all that fear and everything that she just witnessed and consumed, all that goes into the baby. You see what I'm saying? So that baby has a natural timidness, a natural fear within him because of everything that his mother had just witnessed and just endured. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so like
you
the whole
never
thing is
read
that? I gotta read it.
You gotta read that,
man. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at it, man, they still use a lot of them tactics today for real.
Especially the police department.
But now, especially the police department, and that's why a lot of the police departments they quitting and all that shit because there's a light being shined on that shit now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can remember, man, I can remember several occasions, man, coming up and shit, man, getting literally the shit that they used to do to me coming up and shit, man. If they did it now, man, not only would I go viral if it was on camera and shit, but I'd be a paid motherfucker by a lot of that police brutality that I suffered and shit.
I'm telling you, I went through some shit before. See, I mean, like I said, coming up, I did some shit in my past. We had after hours. I remember we went through some shit with the police and we all had civil suits. Nigga, I'm telling you, them pussies picked me up. They pulled me over and put me in the paddy wagon and drove me like 10 miles away from my car and put me out.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Just evil, wicked shit, man. What? Where these people are
I was like, I don't even want to, I dropped it like I don't even want to do it. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to have to deal with this just to...
Yeah.
Right.
What?
Have y'all ever really listened to police talk? If you ever listen to police talk, even in their interviews and shit, when they're doing those interviews on television and shit, they say the law enforcement community. And then you have the community. The community is us. So they tell you all the time, we something altogether different from y'all. They operate above the law. Wow. You see what I'm saying? And so when we deal with them, man, and when we look at the reality of this world that we live in, man, these are still issues, man, that from way back in slave times that we have to address. The police were originally slave catchers. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 1800s and shit, when the slave would run away, they send the police. Hence the paddy wagon. The paddy wagon was what they put the slaves back in to bring the slave back to the slave master and shit. You know what I'm saying? So these plantations, the modern day plantations, just what I was talking about, was a penitentiary.
That's like I heard that prison was built. It's right after slavery. Slavery was abolished. They started building prisons.
And so what they did, man, they got the black laws.
And about the whole penitentiaries is it's just a big monopoly. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
It's just a big monopoly, huge monopoly.
Our views.
Hold on, give me 1 second. The views of Millz the Crew does not reflect One Voice Radio or anyone sitting at this table right now. There we go.
I'm gonna tell y'all.
All our opinions. All our opinions.
They abolished slavery, and they immediately passed vagrancy and
the black laws. What you describing are called the black laws. And those black laws, they came in because the Civil War was fought, and after the Civil War was fought, then what ended up happening is they had to, because black men was running around with guns now.
Yeah, they had to figure out a way
so they had
to control that.
To get them guns back. Same shit that they doing to us right now. If you catch a felony, then you don't have the right to protect yourself no more. You know what I'm saying? You at the mercy of everybody else. And if you do want to take up arms, then it's going back to the federal penitentiary and shit for that shit. You know what I mean? So what we have to you know what I mean? And so it's always, everything is systematically designed to keep us at odds against each other and keep us, you know what I'm saying, beneath or keep us subservient to the powers that be. We all know the powers that be. The majority of the time they white. Matter of fact, the white man in his quest, which he already conquered the world, we really be honest at it, but in his quest,
the world that really was, I was saying, man, not the world, but this particular land, which really wasn't his to begin with.
But the white man, we all know about his savagery and his brutality, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, man. I mean, that goes way back to the Mayan days and to the end. I mean, we can look just as far as far back as our Indian brothers when they came over here. Man, the Indians was here 20,000 years before the white man. 20,000 years here in America before the white man. You see what I'm saying? And they came over here, conquered them. You know what I'm saying? Divided them, and then, but what they did do is they showed them enough respect to give them those reservations. You see what I'm saying? Because they said, man, these motherfuckers will fight. These motherfuckers will stand up. You see what I'm saying? Here we are, man. We built this country, and y'all won't even give us reparations. Y'all give them reservations, but y'all won't give us reparations.
Oh yeah, we got a smart one on here today, y'all.
Record that
smart one on
your phone and repost that what you just said. Yeah, because that's some real shit. It makes no sense how we could just we haven't sat down. I'm not gonna say us as the people that sat down, but imagine if a lot of us stood up. I'm not gonna say we all sat down.
Right.
But imagine if it's 5 of us standing up and it's 15 niggas sitting down. Imagine if it was 15 niggas standing up and 5 niggas sitting down.
But that's what they scared of. I'm gonna tell you, man, it even goes back, man, and it's just evident right now, right? And you can still see it. Why is it when they have a white gathering, the police don't disperse them? You know what I'm saying? You let 20 niggas stand outside a club and they gonna start rolling up, shining their lights, say you need to move around, all that type of shit. They don't want us to stick together. Right. They do it under the pretense, hey, y'all gonna fuck around and get killed up here, standing up here, which a lot of times, you know, because it goes back to our thinking and how we've been bred to hate each other, to hate ourselves, to hate anything that looks like us. Right. You see what I'm saying? Instead of to love ourselves, love our brother, to say, damn, that shit, fuck that, that's my brother. Right. You know what I'm saying? We'll worry about that later. You know what I mean? I'm gonna talk to my brother about that. We'll worry about that later. We'll work that out.
And
you know
the crazy thing is, I think the shit that we've been going through, it's fucked up what our people been going through. But I think in the eyes of a grown man, I think it's like I told you before, I think the Lord is just like shaking us up. Like,
no doubt, man. I mean, no doubt.
Show y'all need to refocus.
Yeah.
Y'all need to come together. Well, y'all need to figure this shit out. And y'all need to get to this next step as a people. You feel what I'm saying? So I think the Lord.
Man, we gotta look beyond. We gotta look beyond the trees, man. And off into the forest, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying. Bottom line, man, they done kept the trees up there and kept us distracted for so long.
And I think now
they kept us poisoned.
Now we see such a clear picture. Now it's like,
and they hate that we waking up.
Yeah, hold on. This is fucked up. But if we would have been paying attention, we'd have seen it a long time ago.
Right. But they wasn't gonna allow that. You know what I'm saying? Because that wasn't part of their plan.
Right.
Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you, man. The powers that be, they plan 100 years in advance. We might plan a day or two, but they plan 100 years in advance. Everything that's going on right now, this shit was already written. This is what they already had planned out. You know what I mean? And so, like, you know, that's just like, and I'm not one to be a conspiracy theorist, but we used to have a saying and shit, that just like this COVID shit. I'm gonna use this for a primary example. They used to say that the white man makes it in the lab and then he puts it in a black man's ass. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And so, like, that's just like, we don't know where that shit really came from. They talking about that it came from some wet market, which a wet market is where they take live animals and they slaughter the animals and shit. It came from a wet market over in China or one of those eastern countries and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then somehow, some way, it was able to migrate over here, and now we dying. You know what I'm saying? We dying at alarming rates. Yeah, and so, like, we all know about this shit called overpopulation. You know what I'm saying? Overpopulation is when the death rate exceeds the birth rate. You know what I mean? So every 100 years, a pandemic or some kind of epidemic happens, and niggas start dying, people start dying and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, what we have to do, man, we got to be conscious of all this shit, man, because who's to decide and who's to determine whether or not you or I live or die? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Only God decides that, man. You know what I mean? And so, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I noticed that you all hit on that, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? God is upset, man, about a lot of the shit that's going on out here, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, the misleading of the youth with the homosexuality. I ain't nobody else for that shit.
Let me go there again. He can, but
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
The views of Millz The Crew does not reflect One Voice Radio or anyone sitting there.
He can say what he wants.
I'm gonna say what I want to say, man. I'm gonna stand on it.
And I want him to say what he wants to say.
I'm gonna stand on it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not stopping you. Say what you want to say. But I gotta protect because they will be in. They do get in our box.
I'm not bashing anyone. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like, if you're gonna push an agenda, make sure that, you know what I'm saying, the agenda that you push, make sure that those targeted audiences that you keeping, you know, track of what you're saying, because again, just like with the youth these days and stuff, they already so misled. You know what I mean? And so, like, when with everything going on right now, especially with, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, like, you got this guy, what's his name, Little Nas X or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You can't have babies. Why do you got a prosthetic whatever on you and acting like you can have a child? Man, that's not reality. So that's the problem, that we being fed, or people who, you know what I'm saying, are being fed a misrepresentation of reality, and that's what's happening, man. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Okay. Okay, y'all. So, I mean, I got to switch it up a little bit because we've been really, you know what I'm saying, talking some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
We got your picture up.
And while we here on this dude, they said that his primary listeners are youth, are little kids. You know what I'm saying? And so it was said, I think it was on Vlad or one of them other shows and shit. I don't know, we're supposed to talk about other people's shows and shit, but it was said that he said he didn't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck about the message that he's putting out.
You know what's crazy? I'll say this, like I told you, I have family members, you know what I mean, that are homosexuals. You see what I'm saying? And they not with that shit.
Yeah, I don't knock nobody.
They not with that shit. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, that's just too much. Like, it's just forcing too much.
Yeah.
Like, that's just too.
Right.
I'm talking on both sides. You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
Right.
And that should say something.
Yeah.
Like, if you have people that are a part of that,
right,
and they're still putting the light on it, like, yeah, you're doing too much,
right,
brother, you're doing too much. You feel what I'm saying? That's the way I think it, because I'm not biased to anything. Like you said, anybody can choose whatever they want.
Yeah, you have to, you know what I'm saying.
But wrong is wrong and right is right. And it's good to know that regardless of, like we said, whatever situation they are in, that they still understand that wrong is right is right. They're like, nah, that shit is wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think he just needs to address that shit as an adult and be like, you know, it was a silly decision, and no, I'm not promoting.
It don't matter who it is.
Crazy shit.
Pick somebody and they tell you.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
So we need to pay some bills.
Yep.
Am I paying bills?
Let's go.
Yeah, I need to pay some bills.
Got to pay them bills.
Yep, gotta pay some bills, y'all. Hey, welcome back, y'all. So we're gonna get up. Yeah, the lights are. We're about to get all in your personal.
I mean, you know.
So how many children do you have?
I got two. I got a boy and a girl.
Boy and girl. Are you single in a relationship?
I mean, you know.
Who you do it to on Wednesday?
Well, you know. What? There you go. What? I'm saying. Man, you know how that shit go. I don't kiss and tell. You know.
Good answer. You know, somebody actually got on here and told.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't kiss and tell. I might not never get it again.
You know what I'm saying? That's girl man shit. Like, he really, like, got on here and, like, told.
Wow.
Yes. Like, got on here and just, like, told. So what is, when you are sitting down and you was like, you know, I'm going to write this song, what is your process from beginning to end?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll write to the beat, and whatever the beat is saying, like whatever that beat is saying at the time, I'm like, okay, yeah, this one I'm gonna come with on that. Then oftentimes I don't even write to a beat. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times I hear it in my head already. I can hear something in my head. I can hear a melody, or I can hear a beat, and I write it to that. And then depending on how I'm feeling, what's going on with me that day, you know what I'm saying? Then that's what, whatever I'm inspired to say and to jot down and to write, you know what I'm saying, and to use my voice for it, and that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's how I put it out. And so then, you know what I'm saying, I get to rehearsing and the shit, fucking with it, and I'm like, damn, I gotta go to the studio, I gotta get this out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So who's somebody that influences you? Who influences you?
Musically, first of all, I had to say, you know what I'm saying, first and foremost, I had to say, God, you know what I mean, you know, thank you for my intelligence, and, you know, thank you for giving me a voice to use, you know what I'm saying, a story, you know. As far as musically, some of my inspirations, like we talked about the Jag, Rich the Factor, one of my guys, you know what I mean, you know, who I listen to and stuff. Regarding my top top 5 again, I had to say would be Pac. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z. Biggie was cool, but you know, a lot of people, his story is intertwined with Tupac, but Biggie wasn't no, you know what I'm saying? No, like, I won't say that he wasn't a hell of a thinker, but you know what I mean? Like, what did he really talk about? He talked about girls and talked about selling some dope. You know what I mean? You know, Pac on the other hand, Pac, you know what I'm saying, went from all type of ends or all ends of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could talk about, you know, how he loved black women, and then, you know what I'm saying, in the next line, he could talk about how he hate white folks, and you know what I'm saying, this the white man's world and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, because of his story. You know what I mean? Jay-Z, I like Jay-Z. I like Rick Ross. Definitely fuck with Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? You know, he businessman. Nipsey, and again, I guess I'm kind of guilty of that also. Nip, I used to listen to like a little bit, like maybe a verse. Like if I heard him on a song, I catch a verse, but I wasn't no fan for real. This last album that he came out with, and you know what I'm saying, it was after he passed away. You know what I'm saying? Then I started listening to it a little bit more. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, dude was talking about something. You know what I'm saying?
So locally, who would you like to work with?
Locally, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to get one in with D-Loc the Child. My people and them been trying to put something together on that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm still waiting on them to do that. D-Loc the Child, that's you know what I'm saying, I'm definitely on point with that. Tech, he's so hard to get, you know what I'm saying? I got some people that got inroads to him, but they got a lot of stuff going on and they can't, from what I hear, I'm not privy to that, but you know what I'm saying? Definitely Scratch, you know what I'm saying? You know, and whoever else is, you know what I mean? My guy Diamaya, that's one of your artists, right? Got to lock one in. Hey, shout out to Diamaya. We're gonna lock one in, you know what I'm saying? Do one for the ladies and stuff. And you know, and whoever's open, you know what I'm saying, you know, the working, man. I'm just, you know, about my work, you know, period. I'm about my work, you know, for real.
That's what's up. Yeah. That's what's up. All right, you ready? You know? Why do we have to go through this every week?
He ain't been ready for the past 2 months.
But I just don't understand that, like, we gotta go. I don't understand why we gotta, like, go through this. Like, I feel like...
But then whenever you ask me if I'm ready, I'm never gonna say yes.
Well, I mean, you should, because we go through this every week.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm ready for you to say some crazy shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get to some crazy shit.
Well, actually, this one's not too bad, though.
You say that every fucking week.
All right, y'all, we're at the point where we have touched 2 minutes.
All right.
So, I was actually, this one came about today. I was strolling and someone had made a comment that they was going to get back out in the dating scene, and then decided not to because, you know, she was asked on a date, but the date was like, are you going to pay for the dinner? So, do you think that is...
I'm sorry.
What do they call that again?
So what do you think?
Going Dutch.
Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying, should she go on the date and leave the tip? Or, you know what I'm saying, like he's, you know, go Dutch. And I don't know. I mean, what would you do? See, this one wasn't that bad. I was serious.
What do I would? I'm not a female. I don't know. What would you do?
I mean, I'm asking if it was a male, if it was from a guy's perspective. Like, what would you tell her to do? If that was your little sister or somebody, you know what I'm saying? What would you tell her?
Broke ass nigga, don't talk. You know, I'm cool. You don't need that. You better than that. I swear to God, there's somebody out there who has this shit at least together to say, I'm gonna make sure that I have this to take you out to have a good time. So you don't have to reach in your purse to do anything, because that's me taking you on a date. She didn't say, hey, let's go on a date and go, it's like you're inviting me on a date and then tell me I need to bring some money. What? Yeah. Motherfucker, this ain't middle.
I mean, you should be really glad this is what I asked, because the question this week was like really just...
Go ahead and say the other one.
You don't want me to, for real.
I want to hear the other one now. Fuck it. Let's go. Okay.
So this is a married couple, and the man woke up. You know, it was tequila. You know, they had the whole party going on.
I'm going down.
It was definitely going down. He said he woke up and his back part like hurt, and it was, you know, a little sore, and he think his wife did something to him, and he doesn't know if he should ask her or not. Yeah. Shitty ass.
The views of Nickelback Johnson not reflect One Voice Red Radio or anybody in my strict opinions. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I don't promote domestic violence. But
I mean, like, he's like basically what he's saying, like, my wife raped me, basically.
But exactly. If I wake up and I feel like you took advantage of me, I'm gonna punch on you.
Damn.
I swear to God. I was just joking with one of my friends. I swear to God. She was telling me, she's like, yeah, so I just got my other 2 motors taken out. Then I'm joking. I said, so when you woke up, did your asshole hurt? She was like, no, why is that? I was like, yeah, that's the only thing I'm scared about when they put me to sleep. I tell them doctors every time. When I had my surgery, I swear to God, I was like, hey, let me tell y'all something. When I wake up, I better be on my back, motherfuckers. Hey, they busting out laughing. I'm like, I'm not playing. Y'all better put me to sleep. Fuck that. If I feel anything weird, it's going down in this motherfucker. For real. But that is, yeah, he definitely should have woke up and motherfucking stretched a little bit and started punching motherfuckers. I'd have been punching.
Shut up, Debbie. I'm talking about you stretched.
Woke up swinging, huh? No, that's right.
He said, yeah, like,
what?
Yeah.
And then,
like, what are we?
Then it'd have been on some. Oh man, see, I don't know. Let me stop right there. You touched
Should
me
he
the
ask?
wrong way.
You think he should ask? Do you think he should?
You just
I mean, that's his wife. I mean, you know, yeah, shit, you know, damn, did you do something you ain't got no business or something? You know, yeah. I mean, that's his wife, and he felt like you got temper.
I just like, ugh.
But you know what I'm saying?
But that shit, that wife shit is out the window. When I wake up, I look at you. I'm not gonna.
But I'm of the frame of mind too, though. His wife, if that was the case, his wife wouldn't have tested him like that if she didn't feel like he had some tendencies or something like that too, though.
Yeah, see, that might go with that.
I couldn't imagine.
Because there is some